guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today I am starting this video out a little bit different. I'm getting ready to tie some rigs. Brent said, hey, let's give the viewers what they've asked for and do a little bit of an instructional on how to tie rigs. I learned my method from Chip the Sinker guy, the guy that makes our sinkers, by watching his YouTube videos. He does a great job explaining it, showing it, walking you through it. I also had a good buddy come out to the house one day, Mr. Carl, and walk me through it as well, because I'm more of a hands-on type of learner. So we're gonna get straight to it. I'm gonna tie a few rigs, show you the process, and then we're gonna get out on the beach and do some fishing. I do want to say really quick that we still use pre-made tied rigs. They're easy, they're convenient. You can pick them up online, pick them up on the at the bait shops. They're good rigs. They're gonna catch fish. We all know that. You know what we personally like, but sometimes it just feels that much better to catch a fish on a rig that you personally tied. So let's get to it. The first thing that I got when tying my own rigs is a tying board. You can see it here. This you can find on the Sinker Guy's website. He makes them right at home, so it's American made. It's simple, it's easy, but man, does it make the whole process so less complicated. And then the other terminal tackle that you need are the snap swivels and the barrel swivels, and your hooks, of course. Again, I mean, Chip, the Sinker Guy, just has great product. So that's where I get it. I go straight to his website and pick these up. This I get at the bait shop. We just really like the owner hooks. We always use a 1/0 when we're chasing Pompano. They're a little tricky to get your leader material through, but I have learned a trick for that. So there's all that. And then talking about leader material, we like the cigar fluorocarbon. It's pricier than others, but we have faith in it. That's what it comes down to. I'll tie either 20 pounds or 25 pounds. 25, just a little more security. Say if a redfish hits it, then I know it's not gonna break. 20 pounds if we're fishing in really clear water. Sometimes I even drop lower. I've gone down to 12 pounds before, but this is the type of leader that we like. You guys can always change that up, pick it of what your preference is. First step is to put your leader material right here. That's gonna hold it. Then we're gonna take the barrel swivel. There you go. And I'm gonna do the polymer knot, simply because that knot I have the most trust in, and you wanna make sure when you're doing this that you are trusting any knot you're doing. So I don't need to get fancy. This is the knot I grew up with. It's easy. I don't even have to think about it. So as you can see, I took the line in, did a loop, back through that, and now I'm gonna take it, turn it. So now I'm over the line. I'm gonna pull that tag end, that loop end, through it. And here we go. So now we're to this point, and all you do is you take your swivel again and drop it into this pre-made loop that you have. I'm sure you guys know the polymer knot. If not, you can always look it up. So once we get it to here, you gotta lick it. You want it wet. If you don't get your knots wet when you tighten them, they burn the line, then you're compromised. So you're gonna take it and then just pull it. That's it. So I have faith in that knot. That's what I'm using. You can use any knot that you trust. And I'm gonna take this, cut that tag end off. And from here, I go ahead and put it into this clip. That's it. Now this is a 4-inch drop and this is a 5-inch drop. Right, for this purpose, we're gonna do a 4-inch. They tend to work well for Pompano. So I'm gonna go up and around that peg, down these 2 pegs, turn my leader material up and around that middle peg, back down, and across the 2 bottom pegs. So this is doubled. We just made a triangle. Then we take this and push it up over that last peg. So you can see exactly what I did. And then from there, this is very important, talking about wetting the line again. We're gonna wet our fingers, nice and wet. And then we're gonna take these 2 and just run that saliva over your leader material. That's gonna prevent it from burning. And then from there, I just take my thumb, lift up from the top, and start twisting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. That's it. Then I'm gonna take this hand, open it up nice and wide, grab that top peg loop, and push it through. Just like that. I'm going slow motion for you guys. I'm gonna take that loop that I just pushed through, hook it to this peg, and then simply tie it tight. Or pull your line tight. So look how beautiful, I'm gonna take this off. Look how beautiful that actually looks. That is a nice, clean, can you see it? I hope. Maybe if I put it up against my shirt, you can see it a little better. So that is your single drop right there. To make a double drop, you're gonna keep that in there, but you're gonna take this right where that line knotted up on you and add it to the clip. And then from there, same process. So up and over, down across 2, up and over, back down across 2, and then up to the top. And that's just holding it in place. Lick your fingers, get them nice and wet, run it, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open that up. Take your pinchers, slide them through, grab that top. You now have it. You're gonna put it back on this peg and tighten it. So from there, you now have a double drop. The last piece we need to put on is the snap swivel. From here, what we're gonna do is take this last drop that you just tied and measure it up to about here. That's a nice length where you're gonna put that swivel. So you're gonna cut and then tie on the swivel. And again, I'm just gonna do the simple polymer knot. I'm not gonna walk you through it since I just did. And yes, lots of things go in my mouth. It's a third hand when you're tying. Brent yells at me all the time, you guys, because he says you don't give yourself enough leader, but I don't like to waste. I'm cheap like that. And I can make it work. Cinch that up. There we go, nice polymer knot, and then I'm gonna cut that tag. So here we go, we got the double drop. This is where you're gonna put that sinker on. Here's about the length. So nice and high. Here's your second drop. This is where we connect it to our braid. Let's get into floats. I like to take it from the bottom of your rig And just to hold it in place, I put it back in the snap. So the biggest thing with floats, beads, whatever you're using to tie on, I mean, you can see here, I have the gamut. This is, I'm gonna be honest, this is all DS Custom Tackle. They make great floats. You can find them on their websites. They come in all different sizes and shapes. Pillow floats are amazing, of course. I find on dirty water days, the bigger floats work for us. This happens to be one of my favorite floats. It really just depends on water conditions, what the current's doing, and honestly, what the Pompano want. Over here, I mean, I have many tackle boxes of different rigs, gears. You can go on Green Get 'em and get his little beads. These, again, the sinker guy, this will make his Bruno rig. There's just so many different varieties. So play with it, see what works. I really have gotten into these glass beads that I pick up at Michael's. So I have all different colors, all different variations. It's just whatever you're feeling that day. Once you dial in what is working at the moment, then go back home and tie up a bunch. I tend to tie 2 a piece because say if I make some random combination with a little float and some beads and is catching fish, but a shark comes and rips my line up, then I want to back up for that day. I know some people tie on the beach. I don't even bother with that. I'll just come home and tie some more. But when I tie 2 of the same always. So very easy, mainly because I have this handy dandy tool. This tool is amazing. Again, I found it on Chip the Sinker Guy's website. So let's do 2 gold beads. Let's try it. When you see me double up beads, which I do often, it's because in my head, fish are attracted to smell, sight, and sound. And when you put 2 gold beads, or any beads, I should say, together, they're gonna make that sound. And the waves and with the movement, it's gonna just be a little bit more of a click, click, click under that water. And I think a Pompano might come check it out. So I take this little tool right here and just poke it through. It's now on there. We'll grab another one. There you go. So they're on there. And then I'm gonna find my dropper. This tool, see if you can see that, has a tiny hook on the end. So I can hook my leader material and just slide these beads right onto that. So I'm not messing around. Of course, it's beads that are a little tighter. That's it. So can't really, I'm sure the camera's not picking it up, but it does make noise. And now we got to put the hook on. The hook is very important because if you see this line, you want your hook facing your line. To me, that's just a better presentation. So to do that, just always remember, like I purposely, excuse me, I purposely hook my snap swivel to the end, and then I know that every time I'm tying, that hook goes on. I'll show you. Let me get a hook. It'll be so much easier to explain. Here, we'll just pick a random hook. Right here. Here's a gold hook. Okay. So I know always if my barrel or my snap swivel is there, that my hook is going to go on this way, right? Now all we do is just push it on through. I take it, do one simple turn, and push it back. So now, see the presentation? That hook is facing the line. Now I know some people tie it out, so it's like this, that'll naturally go like that. I'm not saying it doesn't work, I've just had more success, more hookups when it's facing the line. And then up here for the second drop, maybe I'll put on a nice big fat, let's see, float, just for something different. And again, I'm gonna use this tool, push it through. See, the bigger, the easier. Once you get that float on, I'm using a silver hook this time just for variety. I'm gonna take this tool, this is another way, faster, easier when you have old lady eyesight, and just pull it through. Once it's pulled through, one slight twist and pop it out. Okay, so there you go. We now have the full setup. Again, to the line, first dropper, nice big float. Then I got my noisemaker, the 2 glass beads, and all the way down, we're gonna put that sinker right here, super easy. So you're ready to go. The single drop loop, you guys, is basically the same exact thing, minus 1 drop. It's less terminal tackle. I feel like the single drops cast better. But that being said, double drops, you know, you have the chance of catching 2 pompanos at once. So just preference. Right now I'm just putting on my swivel, simple polymer knot again. And then we're gonna take it, clip it up there, and we go 1 around, 2 across, 1 back up, and then 2 across again, and then we bring your leader material over to that end peg, wet your fingers, and wet that leader. And then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're gonna come up and grab, take it down to the peg, pull it across. There's our single drop. From there, pull it up to the length you want. And then add, where'd I stick it? Right here, your snap swivel. All right, there we go. It's all looped up, tied up, and I'm gonna take my other end, stick it through there just to hold it in place. I don't know why I do the things I do, but it works. So for this one, let's do my favorite. I call it the electric chicken float, just a little float. And I'm using my fancy tool again and just sliding that through. Now I'm gonna do my favorite hook, the owner hook for this one. This tool will work, but the owner hooks have such little eyelets in them that it's a really pain in the butt. So this is what I do to get this owner hook on. I'll do it slow so you guys can learn with me. I take, let me set this down, a piece of floral, just extra piece. I take one end, slip it through my dropper. That's it. See if you can see that. So I'm just slipping it through the dropper, and then I put the ends together. just like this. Take my hook and feed it through that eyelet, both ends. You gotta make sure you get 2 ends in there. Okay? And then from there, you're just gonna take it and pull it through. That easy. Save that piece of floral for all the rest of your knot tying day. I always pick a rainy day and just sit down and tie for an hour or 2, depending on how many rigs I want to tie up. A lot of people do it watching TV. I like to do it listening to music. And there we go. This one is ready to go on the beach. Here's how a baggie. Wrap it up. I just get sealable baggies in case they get wet. Throw them in there. I think these are the snack size bags, but it's easy. The only thing, if you're using plastics to hold your gear in, make sure you reuse them. If nothing else, just take them home with you with your trash. Don't leave them on the beaches. That's it, you guys. It's fun to be creative. It's a little artistic way of making gear for yourself. The possibilities of the different rigs you can make are endless. Different combinations, different style of beads, different style of floats. I know guys that hand paint floats. It's a cool way to do it. Again, if you don't want to do it, just go out to the bait shop, go online, buy your favorite rigs, but give this a try. It's well worth it.
All right, y'all, she's done tying finally. If you guys got questions or comments, leave them down below. We're going to the beach. Let's go catch some fish. Here, we've had a lot of people ask us, well, Julie more than me, how she throws. So I'm gonna kind of give you a look, kind of a back cross angle of what she does. So she's throwing the 12-foot dagger. So she's lived it a little longer than I do. She actually will touch the weight to the bottom of or down on the sand, and then give it a send. So it does 2 things. It kind of gets the weight to stop swinging around, and it gets her to know that she's in the right position to come straight overhead and send it out to the deep. Yep, and use that front hand to lead, pull down. Guys, we are on. Big hit too, massive hit this time. Ooh wee, that is not a pompano, y'all.
Ooh, I don't know.
I'm thinking Mr. Redfish, the way he peeled drag like that.
Still feeling it too.
Or a big black drum, one of the 2.
Whatever, it woke us up.
Yeah, we were in a slumber. We were strategizing. Tournament season's coming up. We were strategizing on how we're gonna win them all, guys.
Oh my gosh. That's what Brent says. I said we go to hang out with fun.
Julie wants to go hang out, have fun. I say we go and win. Oh yeah, this guy's cranking to the right on her too. Woo-wee! Peel and drag, baby. Peel and drag. Love it.
I think it's a red. I think it's a red.
I think it's a black drum, but I don't know. It's a black drum.
I mean, I don't know. I see it, I just can't. That's a big fish.
Oh, it's a giant redfish, I think. All right, guys. I'm getting ready to flip you up. She's not gonna horse him. He's big, man. That's a big fish. I can see him out there in the waves.
He's coming. Woo! That's a red. Come on. I definitely don't want this to break. Oh, he was almost there.
He's working them, guys. Big, beautiful redfish. Ooh. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. He is not giving up, guys. He is not giving up. A couple more waves, I think you got him. One more. That's a big fish. Woo! Oh, that's a tank. He's a tank.
Again? Yep. With the little gold beads that I found at Michael's. And a gold hook that I got from Mr. Cliff Green Get 'em Rigs.
All right, guys. There he is. I bet he's 37.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, that's the biggest one Julie's caught in a minute. I'm not gonna hit you. She's worried about this Sputnik flying around,
and
guys.
then get a photo, throw him back in.
Absolutely gorgeous fish. All right, you guys. See if she can do it or if she needs a tape measure. What is he?
36.
What did I say?
I don't know.
I think I said 37. I don't remember. I was darn close.
He's heavy.
That's a great fish. Great fish.
Oh, all right, I'm gonna get him back in the water. It's quite heavy.
Beautiful fish though, man, oh man. Great fish, heck yeah. They get in that upper 30s, guys. Woo, they are beautiful fish. And boy, do they fight. Oh, yeah, I didn't figure it was gonna take him very long.
Here's that rig I tied that caught that redfish. It's just two tiny gold beads that I actually found at Michael's. And then that gold hook. It did have a piece of fresh dead shrimp on it with green crab flavored fish bites. And then of course all held in place with the Sinker Guys Sputnik. It came on the 11-foot dagger that we pair with a Penn Battle DX 5000.